We were so concerned about what was happening in Maui that we were texting back and forth. And I read this article that Dolly Parton had given money in her community. And
Hollywood superstar Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has lashed out at media mogul Oprah Winfrey, insinuating her potential involvement in the recent devastating Maui wildfire.
Last Thursday, Oprah and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson launched the Peoples Fund of Maui, asking people to donate the money to help those affected by the tragic wildfires. They started the campaign with $10 million, but...
Wow. This is the kind of guy that if I was still doing the show, we would be calling him every day to be an expert on every subject.
we've been meeting with community leaders, our kapuna, for the past couple of weeks. And
in a shocking turn of events, it appears that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, once a trusted partner to Oprah Winfrey, is allegedly distancing himself from the media mogul amidst growing controversy surrounding their joint venture, the Peoples Fund of Maui.
And I could have communicated that message a lot better. What I should have said was, all right, guys, we got a People's Fund of Maui. We're all heartbroken, devastated. Millions of dollars. Here, I'm donating.
Oprah and Dwayne had joined forces with the intention of making a grand donation to the victims of the Maui fire.
we have created the People's Fund of Maui that will put money directly in the hands of the people who need it right now.
However, some onlookers couldn't help but wonder if their seemingly generous act was, in reality, a subtle way of pressuring those with modest incomes into contributing to their cause. Others even went as far as to claim that the donation fund was just a scam created to fill money into these elites' bank accounts.
$552 transaction fee if you want to donate 10 grand. They want you to cover their banking fees.
So how did The Rock react to all this backlash? Dwayne Johnson recently graced the Pat McAfee show with his presence, a live broadcast emanating from the College Game Day event in scenic Boulder, Colorado. The purpose of his appearance was to delve into the intricacies of his collaborative venture with the illustrious Oprah Winfrey, aptly named the People's Fund of Maui. In his own words, Johnson shed light on the inception and the noble mission behind this project.
Let's put this fund together. Let's create a fund where the money will go directly into their hands. Right now, it's a thing that people need.
This fund, he explained, aimed to provide direct financial assistance to those who had suffered immeasurable losses in the devastating Maui wildfires. The urgency of the situation and the dire need for immediate support prompted Johnson to contribute a substantial amount from his personal wealth. Johnson also touched upon the distinctive aspect of the People's Fund of Maui, emphasizing how it diverged from traditional charitable models. We've changed the game with the People's Fund of Maui, because never before has the fund been made. You remove the red tape. The money's not going through 15 different organizations. It goes directly to the people. They'll start getting their money next week, which is awesome. The innovation here was the elimination of bureaucratic obstacles that typically hinder the swift distribution of funds in charitable initiatives. This direct approach promised a rapid deployment of financial aid to those in dire need, beginning within the week. However, Johnson didn't solely focus on the positive aspects of his charitable endeavor. He recognized and openly addressed the criticism that had arisen concerning his promotional efforts for the People's Fund of Maui. He acknowledged his error, speaking candidly on the Pat McAfee show. But then some criticism came in, and I gotta tell you about the criticism. I totally get it. And I completely understand, that money's not growing on trees. A lot of people out there living paycheck to paycheck, and I get it. I've been there. I've had $7. We've all been there, especially back in college. And I get why it made some people upset. His humility and relatability shone through as he admitted that he had, at times, struggled financially just like many others. Johnson demonstrated empathy for those who questioned the approach taken in promoting the fund. In a remarkable display of accountability and the willingness to learn from his missteps, Johnson outlined how he should have communicated the initiative differently. I could have communicated that message a lot better. What I should have said was, all right, guys, we got a People's Fund of Maui. We're all heartbroken. Devastated. Millions of dollars here. I'm donating. That's going to go directly into the people's hands. I appreciate all the love, all the support, and all the prayers. Keep it coming. But again, at the end of the day, I totally get it. It was my accountability, and I'll be better next time. His words reflected a commitment to growth and an understanding that effective communication was key to navigating sensitive issues, particularly when dealing with the emotions and concerns of the public. Johnson concluded by expressing his appreciation for the honesty and forthrightness of his supporters and critics alike. This is what I love about you guys. If you love something, you tell your boy. If you hate it, you tell your boy. And that's what they were doing, so I totally get it. Meanwhile, Oprah also responded to the criticism. In her first comments addressing the backlash surrounding the People's Fund, Oprah Winfrey found herself at the center of a storm of controversy. She admitted that initially she believed the substantial $10 million sum she and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had committed to the cause would be sufficient. In her own words, she equated such a generous donation at a fundraiser to a good night that typically brings an event to a successful close. Reflecting upon the turbulent aftermath, Winfrey revealed her initial excitement and subsequent shock when she woke up to a deluge of criticism. She opened up about her experience during an appearance on CBS Mornings, expressing her bewilderment at the vitriol she had encountered online. In her own words, she described feeling terrorized and vilified, a stark contrast to her usually unflappable public image.
This is a really great point about being happier in the midst of an onslaught of being terrorized and vilified online.
In an introspective moment during the Tuesday episode, Oprah delved deeper into the personal impact of the backlash. She pondered the possibility of not truly knowing herself, despite her monumental achievements in the world of media and philanthropy. Oprah mused on the idea that she is the master of her own destiny and the captain of her own soul, emphasizing how the onslaught of criticism had the potential to take one down. She referred to the backlash as attacks, lies, and conspiracy theories, highlighting the immense toll it had taken on her. Throughout the CBS Mornings episode, Oprah expressed her regret that the uproar over her actions had, in her perception, shifted the focus away from the real heart of the matter, the people of Maui who were in dire need.
Lies, conspiracy theories really took the focus off of what was the most important thing, and that was the people of Maui.
She emphasized that she had been actively involved on the ground, personally distributing generators and towels to those affected by the disaster. This commitment to hands-on assistance was her way of making a tangible difference. Interestingly, during the same interview, Oprah disclosed the catalyst that had sparked the idea for the Maui Fund. She mentioned that the son of Gayle King, her longtime friend and a host on the show, had sent her an article about Dolly Parton's Gatlinburg Fund. This seemingly innocent gesture had ignited the inspiration for the Maui Fund, demonstrating how ideas for philanthropic initiatives can originate from unexpected sources. In the midst of the controversy, it's worth noting that some fans and critics alike have started to perceive a contrast between Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's response to the backlash and Oprah Winfrey's reaction. While Johnson openly acknowledged his mistakes and displayed a genuine sense of accountability, Oprah's response, some argue, has been tinged with an air of self-victimization. Unlike Dwayne, who appeared to be genuinely remorseful for his actions, Oprah's comments on feeling terrorized and vilified, and the reference to being the master of her own faith and captain of her soul, have led some to question her sincerity. Fans had alleged that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Oprah Winfrey had directed their contributions towards their own company rather than directly assisting the victims of the Maui fires in Hawaii.
They want you to cover their banking fees. So celebrities come out here and beg for money. We're not even sure what they're going to do with it. And then they want us to pay their banking fees.
Despite initially announcing the establishment of a fund with their personal funds, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had solicited donations from the public to aid those affected by the devastating Maui fires, all while conducting an on-site survey of the impacted area. It was worth noting that the initial $5 million contributed by both Dwayne Johnson and Oprah Winfrey had been the seed money for the fund's inception. Consequently, it appeared that taxpayers were being urged to contribute to this fund, thereby augmenting the available resources for assistance. Furthermore, as highlighted earlier, there had been claims that the monetary donations made by Dwayne Johnson and Oprah Winfrey had not directly benefited the victims of the Maui fires. Instead, the allegation is that these funds had seemed to have been channeled into their company. This has led to questions about the transparency of their actions, as it seems that not a single dollar from these donations has reached those in need yet. Conceptually, this situation bore resemblance to the initial stages of launching a conventional company, where capital is injected to establish the framework for receiving subsequent investments. The perplexing aspect, according to some critics, had been why the victims of the Maui fires had to rely on taxpayer contributions when there had appeared to be a substantial balance of $10 million in the fund's ledger. This incongruity had raised concerns about the expeditious and efficient allocation of resources to address the immediate needs of those affected by the disaster. In any case, fans have called out Oprah for victimizing herself and at the same time urged Dwayne to distance himself from her. It's not the first time it's been done like this. Dolly Parton did this before a few years back for the fires in Tennessee. His response thus far is so much better than Oprah's was. She sat there with a panel of people all rubbing her back, figuratively, while she spoke of all her pain for the backlash she got. One fan commented. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.